Second live stream on my channel, probably what I've been live on Rances. Big him up, troops, big him up. Big up Dan Potts for coming on my stream earlier. And we're here now, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, in some cases, good night. Now, you lot know me, like you lot. I love Arsenal Football Club. Football's bigger than just Arsenal. So thought we obviously could keep it Arsenal. Obviously, you can see the title, but it was a bit of a different one. Now, for me, I'm just going to get this off my chest, yeah? You lot know me. I'm a big fan of Kylian Mbappe. I think he will get over these struggles at Real Madrid. I think more than anything, I don't know how it works. Pardon me, and sorry for that. I'm still getting over illness. I think he needs to see a psychologist or people that help with the mental aspects of football. Pardon me. That being said, I don't think this, but I just want to ask the question. Do you not feel Kylian Mbappe has peaked? Because you saw him at Monaco. You see, obviously, him win a World Cup. You saw, despite the fact that, you know, Messi beat him in a World Cup as well. Arguably, him and Messi were men of the match in that game. And then he looks now, I personally think he's stagnated at PSG. He's accomplished too many bad habits. And he does look like he's peaked already. Now, for me, I don't care what he's done, what he does. He can never be better than Thierry Henry, purely because Thierry Henry's footballing IQ is on another level. Thierry Henry's link-up play was better. His playmaking was better. Unlike Mbappe, he could score consistent free kicks. Ironically, Spurs are playing Roma. Go and look at one of the times Thierry Henry scored a hat-trick for this football club in the Champions League. He will never, ever, 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 ever be enough to match Thierry Henry. I don't care if he eclipses him for goals scored and whatnot for France or at club level. Kylian Mbappe does not have the footballing brain and the prestige of Thierry Henry. Even when Thierry Henry was arguably past it, where his career was winding down, when he got us, I don't want to say single-handedly because it wouldn't be true to say that, but single-handedly to our only Champions League final in 2006, people. Away from that, I'm exaggerating in the title, but does it look like Manchester City are finished? You know, they can't buy a win. Pep Guardiola's cutting himself in front of millions of people's eyes. Haaland, ever since he said stay humble, life has come at him very quickly. Again, Liverpool are probably laughing because it doesn't look like the rut is going to stop for City. Probably looks like a lot of their household names need to leave and they need to bring in some new blood. And David Coote, man, it seems like there is a witch hunt, deservedly so, but it's almost like he's the sacrificial lamb, really, for the referees. Every day I wake up, there's something around David Coote. If he's not sniffing lines, then he's doing a madness, really and truly. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know yours, and we'll get into everything in a bit, man. He can't dribble like Henry. Again, yeah, you know, Thierry Henry, Henry's pace was just an accessory. He could play if it was tight spaces. He could breeze you down the line. He could skill you up. He could use brute strength. He could take you down the line. He could cut inside. Even the way Thierry Henry discusses finishing. And again, for me, the major thing, footballing IQ, it's a different. And Mbappe, I don't agree with it, but a lot of his game is around pace, and right now he looks down on his luck. He's running into blind alleys. Was that Kylian Mbappe yesterday at Anfield, or was it Nicolas Pepe? I don't know, people. Show me the last time Mbappe rinsed a fullback that wasn't in Liga. To be fair, I will give Mbappe that. I've seen you do it against City at Monaco. I've seen you silence the Camp Nou when Messi was there. I've seen Mbappe do serious things, but reality is that ain't been done in years. Like, you ain't seen Mbappe do anything of significance at club level in a hot minute. And they blamed Messi, they blamed Neymar, they blamed this, they blamed that. I actually think he does, it's going to sound mad, but a bit too humble at Real Madrid. As I said, for me, I think he, and smash the like button, people, I think he will overcome it. But right now, it looks peak, man. Mbappe is looking like he has peaked too soon, but I'm a believer in form is temporary and class is permanent. This is why I don't believe in this accommodating Mbappe thing at Real Madrid. The only one out of that front three that deserves to be accommodated is Vinicius Jr. And until Mbappe does anything close to what he did in a Real Madrid shirt, can't chat to him, man, if I'm honest. Also, Henry has scored against Madrid to win us the tie in 06. He's just fast. Big up yourself, Abdullah. Appreciate that. Bit harsh to call Mbappe a fraud. Big up DJ and the Nation on both YouTube and Twitch. God bless you, man. Big up anyone voting Kylian Mbappe never saw on replay. There's bare people that never saw on replay. Man said here early to hate on Kylian. No hating, man. No hating. Mbappe is overrated in my opinion. Listen, the way he's playing, I can't knock it. For me, I don't. If anything, he's underrated now because everyone thinks he's rubbish, which the way you play dictates how people view you. And right now, it does look rubbish if I'm honest with you. But I think he will get better. I just think his footballing IQ hasn't improved. I just think he stagnated too much. I think he stayed in Liga too long. I think the PSG thing in hindsight, staying there was the worst thing to happen to you because they created a monster. You know, they gave us a talented, spoiled kid everything he wanted. How many times if Mbappe didn't like the manager, he's gone. Mbappe didn't want Neymar, he's gone. Mbappe wasn't a fan of Messi, he's gone. You know, and on top of that, he just got bad habits as a footballer. Like, you've stagnated and you've just picked up so many bad habits. You needed to, it's not even necessarily a French league thing. You just needed to learn good habits. You needed to learn when to pass, when to shoot, when to get your head up, you know, little things with your body positioning. You've stayed in Ligue 1 far too long. And it's not even a Ligue 1 thing, because reality is at PSG, let's be honest, these might, you know, you can laugh, but he's been managed by what? Uno Emery, Pochettino, who worked with Dele Alli, Luis Enrique. You've been surrounded by Messi. To say Messi's the best player to have ever kicked a ball still doesn't do him justice. You've been there with Neymar. You know, I just think there's a lot of different ingredients that have led to the mess Mbappe's in. And I think what hasn't helped him is, we all know for a hot minute, he's going to Real Madrid, apologies, and the Madrid move was going to happen and things of that ilk. I think when there's been that hype, you know, they tried to buy him, it didn't work. They've got him on a free transfer. They've just created a monster, and it's just, simply put, it's just all going wrong for the guy. Like, it's all going completely wrong. He could have joined Madrid 2 years ago when Benzema asked to join. To be fair, he tried. They tried. PSG won that battle. He ran away on a free transfer. However, at Madrid, he has to adapt and trust in his teammates. I think he'll be fine. He doesn't have to do it on his own like at PSG, which is true. Now, big up to you, look, that was part of my watch along yesterday. You could see I called it. I said he's not going to score that penalty. One thing that I think goes beyond a lot of football fans, right, is the mental aspect. You know, I guarantee you, if the flip side of this argument, if Kylian Mbappe was shining and he was doing his thing and he had, like, I'm being unrealistic, but 20 goals at this point this season, I guarantee you, yeah, he would have taken that penalty. Somehow it would have hit the fingertips of Kelly and went in. How many times have you seen it for attacking players? When things are going right, they can't stop scoring. Things are going bad. That's why I said on that watch along, why is he taking that pen? Yeah, he would have scumbagged the goal, got to do his celebration. That could have done wonders for his confidence. But the penalty was terrible. You know, Kelly read it. Go and watch the pen again, people. The keeper has dived before the ball's even made a connection with Mbappe's foot. Such is how he's read this situation. I thought he was a good finisher, but he's had like 6 or 7 1v1s this season where he's kicked it straight into the keeper. That's where I still think he is. But it's a confidence thing, in my opinion, man. Like, the confidence is shot. His confidence is on the floor, and it's not going to get any better. He has to pull himself out of it. What I would say is, this could be a blessing in disguise for you, because this is what playing for a big club with the greatest of respect to PSG. This is what it's about at Madrid. You won't be the first or the last player that's had to fight for their Madrid career. It didn't all go to plan for Bale. Definitely didn't all go to plan for Modric. Definitely didn't go all to plan for Vinicius Jr. We've all seen the clips where Benzema was sticking it on him. So, yeah, the Irish kid in net was exceptional, though. Kelly is a good keeper in a very good patch of form. It's a confidence thing. Mbappe's a baller. Mbappe's a player, but he's going to need to pull himself out of that. Bigger household names at the time of playing for Madrid have been run out of that club for less than what you're doing. Mbappe is just having a bad run of form. I think Messi and Ronaldo screwed people's perspective on players. Most greats had an off season or bad spells, which is true. But Mbappe is going to need to get to it. And I actually think he started his life at Madrid decent. I'm sure he had a decent return where goals were concerned. But obviously, you ultimately, big up yourself, James, you live or die by the high standards you set, or the reputation you have, people. Again, keep your thoughts coming. If we start to get into certain transfer news and things of that ilk, what are you lot saying for Evan Ferguson? Apparently, Brighton are set to make Evan Ferguson available for loan in January. Brighton and Hove Albion striker Evan Ferguson is expected to be available for loan during the January transfer window. Should Arsenal have a look? Personally, if we're not buying him permanently, I'm not really on it. The 20-year-old has started just once in the Premier League and made 6 further appearances off the bench. So he's been starved of football. You go back to the 2023-24 season, he got 6 goals in 12 matches, including a hat-trick against Newcastle before an ankle injury obviously rubbed him out, people. Now, as somebody said, form is temporary, class is permanent. I expect to be good and bad moments as a 20-year-old. I like him. I need to see his passport. I don't believe you're 20. You're a man mountain. I think he's got the raw capabilities to bag in the Premier League. Obviously, with the form, if he was available for a crap price, I'm on it. But naturally, think about it logically. If you're Ferguson, right, I'm sure if Arsenal came calling and Arteta and the young squad thing we're doing and the project and fighting for the league and all of those kind of things, I think he would listen. But when you break it down, are you guaranteed, whether you're better than them or not, it's another thing. Are you guaranteed to play ahead of Kai Havertz? Are you guaranteed to play ahead of Gabriel Jesus? You're joining a team mid-season as well, where you're probably not at your sharpest and you're going to have to be expected to hit the ground running. Does it make sense to sign for Arsenal? You've been linked with West Ham. No clue who their strikers are. Surely you can grab the starting 11. He's been linked with Leicester. Surely you can grab the starting shirt there. I'm not sure, man. If pace is your main attribute as a footballer, then you become more of an athlete than a footballer. Mark, that's a very good point. DG wants the left wing position, which is his favourable position, but you can drop Vinny to accommodate Mbappe based on how he's delivered. Not for me. I hear that, but whether I've seen you play up front, which you did at a time yesterday, or on the left, you was horrible. Big up yourself, American Gunner, aka Gooner. Hope you're doing well and safe, man. Apparently, they want 60 M's. He shouldn't be worth more than 30. On current form, you're smoking something special if you're paying 60 for Ferguson. If you're doing that, it's on the potential thing. The difference is Vinny was a kid when that happened, and Mbappe should be in his prime, which is also facts. I take Ferguson at Napoli as an understudy to Big Rom. I think everyone would have him in the squad, but you need to go and play football. We need an upgrade on Havertz, not him. You don't reckon he's an upgrade? Maybe not the form, the numbers, what we've read. Maybe that doesn't look at anything, but you don't reckon he could be an upgrade? Because, argument's sake, what if we signed him and what's realistic from January to the end of the season? Let's just say he got 12 goals. It would look like a masterstroke. Because I do believe he's a good player. You got to remember, strikers are weird, you know, especially strikers at the beginning of their career. They tend to peak late. He's going through the trials and tribulations. But, you know, you had De Zerbi and you've got, I don't know the manager's name at Brighton, but the new one. He hasn't really been a regular starter. So what did Danny Welbeck and João Pedro have over you at the moment that they play ahead of you? On Mbappe, since the Euros, he hasn't kicked on where he hasn't had a good tournament. Also, he's got issues with the French national team not being available for them as well. Boy, it's going from bad to worse. Big up yourself, Oliver. Big up DG, still riding on that sporting high. Yep, and we're winning on the weekend. I don't think he's that good for Arsenal, DG. I hear it. What's up, striker talk today? Sounds good. Should have went for Gyökeres last window. 11 to 15 goals between Jan to May. So if he got that, what would people be saying? DG, do you think Arsenal are an attractive team for top quality players to be attracted? I don't think we're Real Madrid or anything of that ilk, but 100%. You know, I don't want to talk about superficial things, but you've got to remember football is a job, and a lot of these footballers, yeah, if you're in your early 20s, you're 18 to 20 or in and around that, you might not have a family. But if you've got a family or a girlfriend or kids, let's not lie. Living in London's a big plus point. So you've got the London factor. You've obviously got, whether we win a league or not, we have got a good project. We have got a good manager. We do have exciting players. There is the law of the Premier League. And whether we win it or not, we're near the top end. So we can offer competitive wages. So we are in an attractive position. Whether you think that we are guaranteed to win trophies or we're a better proposition than what Liverpool are doing at the moment, what City have done historically, what United have been historically, and what could be done under Ruben Amorim, or Chelsea, obviously the Madrids, the Bayerns, the Barca's another thing. But I think we can be in the mix. Everton aren't exactly flourishing with Bento and Dominic Calvert-Lewin at the moment. Ferguson can come alive. There's a couple of clubs, you know. He's linked with West Ham. He's linked with Ipswich. He's actually linked with Ipswich, Leicester, Everton, West Ham. A lot of clubs, to be fair, he's and us, but a lot of these clubs need a striker. So that's why I always take it with a pinch of salt when Arsenal are linked with strikers, because it's easy to link us with these things. We've known we needed for years a forward, essentially. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's contract's running out at the end of the season, so I'm expecting Arsenal to be linked with him again. Plus, if he's being benched by Welbeck, I hear it, but James, I don't think that's exactly fair, though, because obviously on ability, respectfully to Danny Welbeck, and Pedro's a bad boy. If you're not ahead of them, you're in problems. But in terms of team tactics, Welbeck's probably gives you a lot more. João Pedro's obviously quality. There's just not something in there for you. DG, let's raid Villa for Duran dreaming, but why not? I wouldn't mind Duran at all. I prefer Duran at this moment in time over Ferguson, but it feels like Ferguson's more attainable. But again, they're going to ask for a pretty penny for this guy, man. City don't have history. Bit harsh because they've made it now, innit? Really and truly. Treble winners, 4P, 100 points, the Champions League, the list goes on, man. In relation to David Coote, allegedly David Coote is being investigated by the FA following allegations he discussed issuing a yellow card with a friend before a match. Oh, that's not good. The allegations were first reported in the UK newspaper The Sun on Tuesday night and relate to a booking received by Leeds United's Alioski from Coote during their championship game against West Brom Albion, West Brom in October 2019. He said, I strongly refute these false and defamatory allegations. Whatever issues I may have had in my personal life, they have never affected my decision-making on the field. I've always held the integrity of the game in the highest regard, refereeing matches impartially and to the best of my ability. Really? Really? You're done, man. You need to go Saudi. You're done. Absolutely done. Evans ain't dispatching Starboy Liam Delap, unfortunately. You're right, unless they go two up front. Delap's been linked with Arsenal again. This video, when it's done, should take you to it, but I uploaded it on my second channel. I kind of, just before I went live now, I ran over Arsenal's transfer news. We've been linked with Adam Walton, we've been linked with Liam Delap and a couple of others, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. I rate Cunha, elite squad type player. I like his attitude too from what I've seen. I wouldn't mind Cunha, but I think they're going to ask for a bit too much than I personally think he's worth, people. But what do I know? I'm just on YouTube with you lot, man. Would rather us go for Cunha. He is a lot more versatile, to be fair, man, than others. I watched Kylian last night and it was painful. I have nothing against him, but now it really shows that he's been so protected in Liga. He's still an athletic anomaly, but so lackluster technically. I think it's just the decision making. Like, I'm seeing you do silly step overs. I'm seeing you run into blind alleys, and away from that, you're not doing the basics well. Like numerous 5-yard passes, you're overhitting, you're underhitting, you're looking down, and it's going straight to Liverpool. You're losing the ball. The only thing I see you do well was you earned the corner. That's why I think a lot of it is down to what we're talking about, but a lot of it is also, a lot of it has to be confidence, man. It has to be. If you're a Real Madrid fan, look away. Apparently, Camavinga is set to be out for 2 to 3 weeks with a hamstring knock. You obviously saw him go down at Anfield last night, people. Replaced by right back Danny Ceballos. I'm not sure he's a right back, but fair enough. That's where Camavinga is concerned. When you lot find out how Frank Lampard keeps getting jobs, let me know. But Frank Lampard's been named the new Coventry City head coach, people. Ruud van Nistelrooy, that actually should be changed. He's actually become Leicester City's new manager, who we still have to play. Apparently, Man United paid 10.4 million to sack Eric Ten Hag and his coaching staff. Boy, that's crazy. They've paid more than 21 million to change managers. It can be expensive. They've also paid Sporting 11 million to report Amarin. Crazy. They've spent an estimated 70 million in compensation to dismiss managers. That's crazy. 70 million. That's Nicolas Pepe. That's 5 million short of Kai Havertz. Boy, apparently Reece James's latest hamstring issue is a fresh issue, not a recurrence. Harsh, man. Like, Reece James can't buy any luck, people. Apparently, yeah, he's got another hamstring knock. I hope he's all right, because for someone so talented, if you can't stay fit, at some point Chelsea are going to have to pull the plug, man, because you're never fit, if I'm honest with you. What else have we got in terms of footballing news? Is anything new here? Slot has said City's form will come again, hopefully not on Sunday. What has Arne Slot said? Where there's a target on your team's head because you're at the top of the tree. I don't think anyone in the last 8 or 9 years or even longer would have said that City at home or away is easy. Everyone is looking at their result. I've seen them as well. Against Brighton, they were 1-0 up. They could have scored 2 or 3, but didn't, and then they got beaten 2-1. Against Spurs, after 20 minutes, they could have been 2 or 3 goals up, but they weren't. So ultimately, football is won with what you do or don't do at both ends. They've been shambolic defensively. They haven't had the killer edge in the final third. Mixed bag in midfield. You're losing games, or you're not winning them, really, which is true. Against Feyenoord, they lost a 3-0 lead. That has not happened many times. They're 3-0 up, then all of a sudden it was 3-3. They're still a very good team. One of the reasons why I think Pep is the best manager in the world is he always comes up with solutions. His problem now might be that Rodri is out, but we all know, at least, I think he'll come up with a solution. And pardon me, and that form will come again, hopefully after Sunday. He, in brackets, Guardiola, was the one who started playing with the inverted fullbacks. He was the first one to play the centre-backs as the number 6. I wouldn't be surprised if he came up with another idea nobody ever thought about before to make his team even stronger. That's why he inspired so many managers around the world. When he came up with it, we thought it was crazy, but then we all went, let's do the same. It's a brilliant idea. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up with something new again. But let's wait and see how many things have been done with football now. If there's anyone in this managerial world who can come up with something new, it's definitely him. It's a good thing nobody talks about injuries. Big up Liverpool, man, but you lot got a target on your head. And as a selfish Arsenal fan, I hope they drop points. The FA wants England men's coaching staff to be 30% black, Asian, mixed, or other ethnic background by 2028. Great. More tick box exercises. Amazing stuff. Pepper's admitted his side are fragile, people. You look finished. We've lost a lot of games lately. We were fragile, and of course, we need a victory. It's not about no run or no commitment, but football, you have to be switched on in certain moments to do it. Difficult to swallow right now. Pause, Pep, man. That's crazy. He said the game was good for confidence. We were playing at a good level. Then for the first time something happened, we have problems. Everyone knows the situation. We don't have to adapt anything. Tomorrow we have to train, recovery, then prepare the next game. We have 2 or 3 days to prepare for that and go for it. We'll learn for the future. It's been a really difficult season for us for many circumstances. And today, unfortunately, the game was well done. We punished them in the right moments. The team was so committed so many good things, but unfortunately something happened and we were not strong enough. We have to avoid these mistakes. Just tell us why you haven't done well when they've conceded 17 goals in 6 matches. We are not able to win games as a team. Always we found a way to win games. Stay humble, eh? Pussy old Haaland. Right now, after situations, we can't get another one. After 3-0, nothing's happened. We couldn't score a fourth. We couldn't score a fifth. Nothing happened. We were in control, but now something happened. Boy. Ake has said we've got a mentality issue. You do. It's complacency. Clearly, you lost your hunger. You need to go back to basics. I don't know what's going on. Nobody cares about David Coote anymore. We've seen all of that. So, yeah, what do you not think City are really out of the title race? We've gone over that. Well, I've gone over that in the latest vid. Ben White's been scheduled to have a slight delay on his return, people. So, yeah, make sure you're checking out the video after this stream. Is there anything else? Well, what other new stuff is there? Big up Kelly. To be fair, he deserves to be the number one somewhere. Bellingham said Liverpool the best team in Europe. Emre got shagged with that last-minute goal against Juventus. And to be fair, apparently Juventus want to sell Douglas Luiz. Is that something Arsenal should be getting in? Speaking of Southampton, I'd love us to sign Tyler Diblin. Slow news day where football's concerned, people, if I'm completely honest with you. Very slow news day. But so we're just going to see what you lot are saying. No one in the top 6 is out of the title race when Liverpool cracks. Mathematically, everybody's near each other, man, but you're going to have to make movements. He did it in the Euros when Spain knocked France out. You might say Spain is a good team and they just neutralized him, but he did it last Champions League against Dortmund as well. Completely gave up after he got tackled a few times. Who are you referring to? Kylian Mbappe or someone else? Diblin is the truth. The only issue I have with Diblin is, if you remember, way before he made his Premier League debut and what you're seeing now, he was at Southampton. He went to Chelsea. And then he went back to Chelsea because he got homesick. Now, obviously, he's 17, 18. This was last year, I think. Is he obviously Southampton? Well, Chelsea's not that far from Southampton, but London ain't that far from Southampton. From a lifestyle point of view, is the young lad ready to leave home? Because that might make it. If he's not, it's irrelevant then. But I would love him, man. I think he's a very, very good player. It might be wishful thinking, but I really feel like Liverpool's run is unsustainable. They're going to crack trust. Too many players that are overperforming, in my opinion. Also, Diaz and Nunes are so mid. I do think naturally, like everyone, there'll be a run in the season where they drop points. But when you keep winning games, you give yourself a cushion, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. And by then, it might be too far to catch other people. And obviously, it's one thing Liverpool dropping points, but it's another thing other teams making sure they lose. And also, the flip side of this is, what, like you said, because I don't think Liverpool have been perfect over 90 minutes. I think they flattered to deceive against us. I think they were fortunate against Ipswich. I think they were fortunate against Southampton. But what if Slot is saying all of these things and wanting them to get better? And what if they go up a level? I'm not sure. Just join Lampard's coaching staff at Coventry. Reese, that is harsh. Breaking news: PGMOL have ordered Pep to wear oven gloves against Liverpool for his own safety. Damn. Lampard gets jobs based on his career as a Chelsea player, not Charlie in the chocolate factory. We don't sugarcoat nothing, straight facts. Based on him being a player, based on his uncle Harry Redknapp, based on who his dad was, Lampard Senior. That's why I don't know how you keep getting these jobs. His talent ID seems good. Raw man, I've forgotten DG as a second channel. Don't forget that. Go and support that, man. In fact, let me drop a link. Go and support that, man. Because if they ever tear down this channel, that's where we're going, man. And shout out to the 2.28k followers, man. But yeah, I rate Cunha as well, man. Quality player there. Diblin's cold, man. Low socks. We're Arsenal fans. We love them kind of ballers there, but I don't know if he's ready. I can't name a position Tyler Diblin can't play in the front 6. It's quality players. The dribbling, man. By contrast, Vinny struggled first half against the Dortmund defense in the final. Then he came out second half and terrorized them for the rest of the night. I'd rather watch Vinicius Jr. than Mbappe. I like Mbappe. Mbappe is more of an athlete, of a phenomenon to me, if that makes sense. But Vinicius reminds you why when Vinicius, not Vinicius for Brazil, he needs to get his act together for Brazil, but Vinicius is one of those players that I think, anyways, for football purists, that not these XG merchants and these stat pricks. When you just watch him, he reminds you why you like this sport. Like when Vinicius is proper on it. In a day and age where people are robots, I don't really feel footballers are entertaining per se. Vinicius is that, in my opinion, man. Hope Roma does the business. I hope Roma does the business, man, today. DG, what's the possibility of Arsenal recalling some of their loaned out players in Jan? You'd have to speak to Arteta. Put one sec. The apple juice is looking at me. You'd have to speak to Mikel Arteta, to be fair, but who are you going to recall? Unless it's a thing you're getting recalled and you're being loaned out. I don't know. Anything can happen, but are they going to recall Fabio Vieira? Because you're not, you're going to be, I reckon you're behind Ethan in the pecking order now. You're behind Ethan in the pecking order. You're obviously behind Martin Odegaard. Obviously, if we just band everybody as a midfielder, so you've got and they're all different, but band the midfielders together, you're not getting ahead of Odegaard, Mikel Moreno, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Jorginho. There's defo someone I'm missing out in that mix that I've said. You could technically play off the left if you play off the right. Are you going to play ahead of Trossard, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus even, or whatever? On the right-hand side, you've seen Sterling come off the bench and get the minutes for Saka. Obviously, you've got Saka there. Don't make no sense, really and truly. So that's a myth. Tavares, you can't recall him because it's an obligation. Lokonga, what reason would there be? Marquinhos, I don't know when his loan ends, but by default, he might come back and then F back off on loan. There's no one really. Maybe there's a young player out there changing up what we do with him on loan. I don't think there's any reason to recall anyone, really, if I'm honest with you. Max amount of players on loan is 2. If Arsenal want Ferguson, it's either Sterling or Neto that's got to bounce. Is it for real? I used to think it was 3. So, yeah, if that's the case, then you can't get Ferguson then. Odegaard is very entertaining to watch, man. Another one for the football purists. I like them kind of players. When you remove all agendas and all of that, these are players that are a joy to watch, man, that remind you why you like this sport. I can't name... Oh, sorry, I've already seen that. Sorry, my dude. I hope we do some good blitzing on West Ham on Sunday. I hate when Chelsea is above us. I just want to beat West Ham, man, because I don't know why, but West Ham, Aston Villa, and Brighton. I don't know what Arsenal fans did to them, but they seem to be these weird kind of teams trying to start this rivalry. And West Ham, maybe it's because we took Declan Rice. They've started to do a lot of this about our football club, and I'd love to shut them up if I'm brutally honest with you. But the main thing is to just win. We finally, pardon me, I won't go as far as to say we've got momentum, but we beat Nottingham Forest, obviously. We followed that up with, is it fair to say, an even better performance, minus not the clean sheet against Sporting? Suddenly, if you beat West Ham, you beat Man United, you got a bit of motion, you got a bit of momentum, and that can carry you through games. A bit like very different, but to a degree, what you're seeing with Liverpool, man, if I'm honest with you. So we see what other football news there is. Let's go on goal.com and see what's being said here. Messi obviously is going to miss Barcelona. Kane's been slammed. Ooh, what's going on here? Is there any other news of date? What's this? Elise faces punishment after breaking rules. What's he done? The Frenchman was introduced as a second-half substitute as his side ran out 1-0 winners against PSG on Tuesday. Before he was allowed on the fourth official notice, Elise was not wearing shin guards and told him to put some on. Elise eventually put them on, but then threw them away before he entered the field. It's very silly, isn't it? Thank the Lord you didn't get clamped, really and truly. The IFAB regulations dictate that all players must wear shin guards, meaning that the 22-year-old broke the rules and could be punished by UEFA. While there have been concerns about player safety, as modern shin guards are viewed by many as too small to offer protection, IFAB does not regulate the size. I mean, you can get away with them at professional level. Sunday League, boy, your leg's going to get kicked off. Bit silly from Elise there, really and truly. No one cares about Karius. Don't know why I clicked that. What else is there? We've gone over Lampard, gone over Mbappe. Perez, the only person at Madrid who wanted Mbappe. Well, he got what he wanted. He's the head honcho. What's Ancelotti said for the misfiring Mbappe? We'll see that in a sec. Real dead news day, really and truly, where football's concerned. There really is nothing. See what Maresca said about Nkunku. What's that? Where Arsenal's concerned. What's this? Go for that. I mean, is anyone going to be honest about Gundogan this season? People were saying it's a masterstroke that he's returned back to City. Fair enough. What's this? Apparently, there's a spanner in the works for Florian Wirtz. What's going on here? We've read that already, actually. I covered that. Arsenal send scouts to watch Atalanta striker Matteo Retugi as Mikel Arteta steps up chase for new striker, with the Gunners falling behind in the Premier League title race. Arsenal sent scouts to watch the striker as they aim to sign a centre forward in January. Really believe this? Really? Really? Apparently, the 25-year-old scored twice in a 6-1 win against Young Boys. That performance may well have piqued Mikel Arteta's interest. Let's see, man. Per the report, the Gunners want to sign a striker in January as they aim to bolster their title credentials. The club are currently fourth, 9 points behind leaders Liverpool, and have scored the fewest goals of any club in the top four. Retugi has 14 goals this season and a contract until 2028. So it's going to cost a decent change, innit? PSG are also said to be interested in signing the Italy international, who has 18 caps and 6 goals under his belt. Atalanta only signed the striker in the summer, spending a reported 28 million euros to bring him in from Genoa. Apologies. He scored 9 goals in 31 games for the club prior to his transfer. So he's been a bit of a revelation. Do we really believe that? I'm not sure, people. What's Maresca said about Nkunku? No way is Nkunku 27. You're not 27. Time flies. No way are you 27. You can't be 27. You can't be 27. Boy, you are 27. Time flies. He's made 18 appearances in all comps. He's made just 1 Premier League start. He's not played more than 26 minutes in the league. Boy, between January and the end of the season, you're going to have to make a decision. He said, not at all. I spoke with Nkunku days ago. He did not say he's not happy. Absolutely, he's not for sale. The problem with Nkunku, not the problem, but the same issue we have mentioned many times. If you play with Palmer, Felix, him, obviously, Sancho or Noni, who is defending, their skill set is not defending. The last game we tried with Zhao and Cole together, probably the best moment for Nkunku with us has been pre-season. The manager's violating, playing in his position. Since we started, he's been playing as a 9 for us. Against City, he played as a winger, knowing this is not his best position. His best position is as a 10, but Palmer is there. We need balance. So he doesn't reckon you're good enough to drop one of the other players. He doesn't think your best position is necessarily up front or on the wings. And, you know, you've got Palmer. So you're just, it's a squad player thing until things change there, really. And if you're happy with that, you're happy. He didn't get many shots, right? Let's see what Carlo Ancelotti said about Kylian Mbappe. It has happened many times that Ford have a hard time scoring. There's a medicine, which is to be patient. It's a difficult moment for him, especially after missing the penalty. Everyone has to support him. He may be lacking confidence a bit. When things don't go your way, the idea you have is to play simple. It's a bit like this moment, but you can't judge him for missing a penalty. All players miss penalties. He has to keep working well. We have to be patient because he is an extraordinary player. Like the others, he fought, did he? He competed, did he? He didn't get many shots right. He missed a penalty. It's going to be a difficult moment, but he has the support of everyone. Missing a penalty in a game like that, the player is a bit disappointed, but he has to look forward, which is true, people. And apparently Bellingham and Modric have expressed their support for him. But end of the day in life, the sun keeps coming up. You cannot feel sorry for yourself, people. So that appears to be... I'm a bit shocked. It's actually been a dead news day, if I'm brutally honest, man. Big up Views on Sport. No news about Ruud van Nistelrooy landing the Leicester job. We covered that, and he is the Leicester gaffer. I wonder if he keeps them up, man. Yeah, Gundogan should have never have re-signed. Quality player at his best, but his legs have gone. And for someone that is a tactical genius like Pep Guardiola, right? I think everybody's letting him get away with a lot of not finding a solution, whether that's promoting someone in the academy, finding a number 6, playing a different kind of midfield. He's, you know, this is Pep Guardiola. This is treble winner at City. This is winning the most points at all them stats at City, all them stats at Bayern, all the things he did at Barcelona. For your 6, as great as Rodri is, and of course I'm being a bit disingenuous, but for you not to have a 6 and everything breaks down, how much of it is Rodri missing, or how much is there bigger issues? And also on that, how much of an excuse is that? Because if you're the generational manager, the best to have ever managed, can we let you get away with this? Do you think Madrid missed Toni Kroos? Yo, anyone was going to miss a player of Toni Kroos' ability, man. 100%. 100%. People, I'm just wary of time because I'm going on a West Ham channel, obviously, to preview the game. So I'm going to have to cut this short. But yeah, Mikel Arteta will give his press conference tomorrow. So we'll definitely have a live stream tomorrow. Saturday, we'll definitely be watching West Ham against Arsenal. Sunday, it's Liverpool, Man City. And in the meantime, make sure you're checking out the rest of the content. You can find me today on Troops's and Rance's stream. Obviously, I did a video of Dan Potts earlier. So yeah, man, appreciate you lot. Give the video a like. So hit the sub button. Journey to 70K continues. One love, man.
because he always used to attack when like defending.